on my WhatsApp. So, and Stadium in Port. The historical march on the 9th of August 1950 was initiated in 1994, are made by women to our society. As Ramaphosa has noted the positive strides South Africa continues to make in women's representation in key decision making in various facets of our society. However, violence and its twin evil, femicide. The President has noted with concerns recent media reports of girls as young as 12 years old falling pregnant, especially in churches across the country that are perpetrated towards the government and law enforcement agencies in protecting girl children and in ensuring their right to unhindered and safe development. On the 8th of August, welcomed by His Excellency Mr. João Manuel Lourenço, the President of the Republic of Angola. The two heads of state will use the occasion of the working visit historical ties that are rooted in the liberation struggle against colonialism and apartheid. The leaders will also share perspectives on issues of regional mutual interest aimed at resolving the conflicts that are plaguing our continent. The President will be accompanied by the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, the Honorable Ronald Lamola. On the 13th of August, President Ramaphosa from government and business to address barriers to growth in South Africa. The media is invited to attend a virtual media briefing on the following day, the 14th of August, which will be hosted by Baleni, the Director General in the Presidency and Secretary of Cabinet. Key updates will be provided by Mr. James Mackay, the CEO of the Energy Presidency, and Mr. Martin Kingston, who's the chairperson of the P4SA Steering Committee. They will also be joined by a rep in attendance to assist with media, etc., and everything else that you will require. The health compact signing, the stakeholders that will be present are integral to supporting the Department of Health and improving health systems, and their role is crucial to the success of the NHI. It is invaluable and it's a greatly appreciated role. That will take place at 1:30 here at the Union Buildings on the 15th of Ordinary Summit of the Southern African Development. The SADC Summit is responsible for the overall policy direction and control of functions of the community, ultimately making it the policy-making institution, state and government from all the 16 SADC member states. On Friday, the 23rd of August, visit and presidential Imbizo to the city of Guruleni Metropolitan Municipality. The DDM was established to improve important initiative to improve planning, budgeting, and implementation at a local level by bringing all spheres, departments, and stakeholders together towards uplifting community. 4 to the city of Guruleni had to be time. President is therefore pleased that he be accompanied by all members of the National Executive who will already be on the ground leading up to the visit. And colleagues, I'd like to take this opportunity to is Imbizo, particularly on questions in this regard. And response. Public participation is intrinsically part of the DNA of the democratic South Africa. To be exact, it was initiated of the constitution writing process. Public participation programs. Is it an extravagant exercise and a wasteful expenditure of taxpayers' money? Rather, it is a caring government which is engaging its citizens. 1994, and they've stretched from former presidents to today's district development model, the DDM. 2019, where the president signaled its aim is to institute this program is based on the principle integrated manner. And that member of the National Executive must oversee the integrated development and ensure that unnecessary blockages are unlocked. This program does not have development in conjunction with other stakeholders in the metro or the district. The political champions are also held accountable by the President, activities, progress, obstructions, and possible interventions. They must also indicate when the President should do a follow-up visit. Presidential Imbizo. For example, in the SADC district in Gauteng, the presidential Imbizo contributed to a clinic becoming fully operational. This clinic in the community in Zone 17 of Sebokeng had to travel distances for basic medical care. Through the presidential comprising of national, provincial, local government. The big issue was that it was not connected to government about cost. The presidential Imbizo unlocked the bottlenecks. Eskom and the various government departments procured the transformer. The community is benefiting. The Imbizo are more than just a feel-good or gig for the President and members of Cabinet. It is a district has been identified, the various spheres of the process that is coordinated by the political ministers and deputy ministers are deployed, projects are identified. On the day of the Imbizo, provincial governments, mayors, councillors, and the community engages them. It does get heated at times and emotional. These Imbizo events have become local government as a priority focus area, which will point utilize elsewhere. So in monetary terms, bring to communities rands and cents. It is about a caring government that is closer to the people, ensuring their right to access to basic services is solidified. Government has an obligation to interact and communicate with its citizens in all corners of the country so that all citizens can understand how the new are costly at times. However, all officials prescripts of the Public Finance Management Act and the perpetrators must be duly punished through the presidential Imbizo And the second round of his Imbizo, as I stated earlier, will start later this month at the Tsakane Stadium. On the 26th of August, aim of the conference is to convene key stakeholders within the municipal space to chart the way forward for the effective implementation of the JET Municipal, known as the JET IP, which was approved by Cabinet in November of 2023. The conference will outline the local government electricity distribution context portfolio, present the proposed institutional objectives, participants, programs for the JET Municipal Conference. On the 28th of August, Africa Annual General Meeting, the AGM will be attended by business leaders across South Africa. The theme of the AGM will be strengthening the government and business partnership for inclusive economic growth and job creation. Has enjoyed a highly successful relationship with transport and logistics, as well as crime and corruption challenges. The President, on behalf of government, certainly looks forward to further strengthening this partnership between government and the 29th, the President will appear in the National Assembly to questions from the members of the National Assembly. Cabinet members are accountable collectively and individually to Parliament for the exercise of their powers and performance of their functions, and consistently uses to hold members of the executive to account. And then lastly, on the 30th of August, the President will honor the invite to Zimbabwe to attend the official opening of the 114th edition of the Zimbabwe Agricultural Show. The event will take place on the 29th and 30th. Okay, colleagues, is Imbizo of concern or issue that you do a one-on-one, but you're here. I thought you don't want to ask your question in the open.
The question from TASS News Agency, Cyril Ramaphosa. It's on the BRICS forthcoming summit in Russia in Kazan in October to strengthen cooperation between BRICS countries. And following this, could we expect that the the summit in Kazan in October?
Now, certainly, let me start with the last one. Certainly, the plan is for the President to lead the South African delegation to attend. The President will be in attendance at that summit. Is the President satisfied with the work that's been done to strengthen cooperation amongst BRIC members? Certainly he is. Obviously, both at a multilateral sort of level as well as at a bilateral level, in particular with the new members of the group, and that work will progress as time goes on, and as members participate in various related activities of the group. Patience, there is a question from you online. No? Well, surely you must have a question that everybody can hear. They can't all be exclusive. Are you sure? So they're all exclusive questions, one-on-one. You're not interested in an open forum for the sake of transparency. Okay. I guess that's it then. This will be the shortest media briefing we've held in a long time. Let me just double check my phone and make sure that Bongani Mtakane from the Sunday World, I think I've responded to the issue of the presidential Imbizos, and that was quite a comprehensive response, which we'll also share in writing, so I don't think I need to say anything more or further on that. Carlos Henrique, I've addressed. Okay, that's about it then. I don't have any questions on my phone. Patience, you don't have any questions on your side. Vitaly, you happy? Okay, one. Sure.
In the coming months, on the Ukrainian crisis, could we expect something within the African initiative?
Yeah, the way you phrase your question makes it sound like there are a series of events that need to be expected. There's been ongoing engagement towards getting the two parties together in the negotiating table and towards mobilizing other parties to this conflict with respect to enabling a summit that will be attended so that over a peaceful resolution to the conflict. That work has been ongoing in various fora, including bilateral interaction at presidential and ministerial level. Has attended a number of peace summits that have been arranged for the purpose of trying to find a Sydney Mufumadi attended was in Switzerland, where South Africa continued to make a call that any peace initiative that's aimed at the results in that process. And so we are continuously engaged with various parties of a negotiations process that will be attended equally by both Ukraine and Russia, where we the two warring parties. So there hasn't been any suspension of work in that regard. What you've not seen a similar kind of high-level visits by all does not mean that we have not been fully engaged and seized with trying to find ways to ultimately encourage the two parties to sit around the table and find a peaceful solution to that conflict. Patience?
Yeah, I've received some questions. Tando from Business Day. She mentions that previously the President said that Cabinet would meet again to develop a medium-term development plan. So the question is, has this happened? And last year the DPME released a tender for the development of the medium-term plan. So how far along is this process?
Okay, to the Minister's office or to the DPME within the department. As we speak, Cabinet is in session over a number of issues. As practice, we often don't publicize, always brief the media on Cabinet outcomes. And so I'm hoping that out of the outcomes, the Minister will be in buildings. In fact, not far from where we are, there is a Cabinet session that's currently underway, and a number of Cabinet committee meetings that have been scheduled.
A second question is from Eyewitness News, from Lindsay. She wants to know if the President is satisfied with how the new ministers have been working together. Follow up to that also, is the President entertaining any suggestions from the Department of Basic Education's minister to
in this regard certain aspects of the bill? The bill is currently being processed. The President is applying his mind on it, and when that process has been concluded, we will then announce the next course of action. But I'm not aware of the Minister making such a call, except that, as we all know, we need to allow the President sufficient time to evaluate all aspects related to the bill as it is provided for in the Constitution. He can only arrive at a decision to either refer the bill back to Parliament or refer it to the Constitutional Court for a test on its constitutionality, or assent to it once he has properly applied his mind and has fully appraised himself of all the concerns that have been expressed, but also after he's satisfied that the various statutory processes leading up to the passing of the bill were appropriately fulfilled. Is the President satisfied with the manner in which the ministers have been working together? Yes. The President is satisfied at the level of energy, the level of enthusiasm, the commitment, the dedication, but more importantly, the sense of unity amongst ministers who sense of unity amongst ministers who